Hi guys, welcome to this BuyBotPro training webinar. I'm just going to wait for some more people to join, if more people are going to join. Oh yeah, here they come.
Let us know who's here. Say hello where you are in the chat. Hi Karen.
Yep, so this webinar is going to be all about BuyBotPro. I'm just going to give you a little rundown of how this is going to work. So we're going to play some pre-recorded videos that Kayleigh has kindly done for us. And then we're going to come back to chat and talk about it a little bit more and answer any questions that you guys have. Oh, here we go. People are starting to say hi. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Tyrone. Hi, Mike from Germany. Good to see you too, Karen. Hi, Svan. Hi, John. It's great to see you all here. It's really funny, actually. I just said before we came live, I was like, I must remember to introduce ourselves this time. And I've absolutely done the opposite and not introduced ourselves.
I did think that, but I thought you were just waiting for a few more people to join and then you were going to say it.
Yeah. I think I was, but I think I was like, kind of like, should I do it now or should I do it in a little bit? Hi, Clark. I'm not going to say that email, but hello. Hi, Ivan. Hi, Robert from Country Durham. Okay, so I'm Holly Pebbles, and this is my co-host, Kayleigh. I don't know why I said Holly Pebbles then. I'm just Holly. You don't have to call me Holly Pebbles. Yeah, so basically we're gonna play some pre-recorded videos, go over some of the features in BuyBotPro, and then we'll come back to chat and we can talk about it a little bit more, answer any questions that you guys have got. We didn't actually discuss what we were going to do first. What shall we do?
I don't know. What do you think? Oh, hi Joe from LA. Good morning.
Oh wow.
What time is it there? What, 7 in the morning? Oh, early start for you.
Very early. I'm jealous though. I'd much rather be in LA.
But it's a little bit nicer in LA than it is here. We're just discussing how cold we are.
Common topic in the UK.
Yep.
Okay, so shall we start with the quick look feature?
Yeah.
It's a nice quick one to get started with. Hi, Gabrielle. Okay, so we're going to jump into a video. George is from Florida. Now that is where I would like to be right now. That's exactly where I want to be. Right, okay. So we're going to jump into a video about the quick look feature and then we will be back with you soon. So we'll see you in a minute.
See you soon. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the quick look feature within BuyBotPro. And this is something you will see when you are on Amazon and you're looking at like a product page. So I've just typed into Amazon Lego and it's brought up all of these products. And you'll see that they all have these like blue boxes with information on them. So let's just choose, I'm just going to choose this row. So as an example, so you'll see here there are 4 blue boxes. These all correspond to the products above them. Now this is the quick look feature and it's really, really useful for, like I said, when you're scrolling through products and the boxes just give you that key information. So key information and kind of crucial links for each product to look in more detail at a quick glance to see if it's the product that you might potentially be interested in. Then obviously you can use BuyBotPro to analyze that in more detail. So what information do you get within these boxes for the quick look feature? So let's just zoom in. So the first thing you'll see is you've got the ASIN of the product. You've then got the ranking, so the bestseller rank, the BSR for that category. So this one, for example, is telling you it's 5,356 in toys and games. So it's telling you the BSR and it's also telling you which category it's in. And then you can see other sellers. So I can see straight away, for example, that this one is sold by Amazon and that there is one FBA seller and 10 MF sellers. And these colors correspond, you know, if you use BuyBotPro, and once you get used to the colors, you'll know that these are the kind of general colors for those types of sellers. And that's what shows in the competition analysis as well. So orange is Amazon, green is FBA, and the gray is MF. So any of these will take you to that product on Amazon. So you can just click on sold by Amazon. It's opened up a new tab for me, and then I can see that product here, and then I can go ahead and analyze it with BuyBotPro if I want to. So coming back to the main page, the rest of the quick look feature, you've then got a button which will take you through the BuyBotPro charts. It will open those up for you. So all you need to do is click on that, and you've got information and access to those BuyBotPro charts. And this is exactly the same information that you'd have access to if you were fully analysing a product. So, you know, we don't want you to miss out on any information. So you have got your main chart here, and you've got the toggles to turn the different kind of pieces of information on and off depending on what you want to look at. You've got the heat map underneath as well. The heat map is super useful in terms of seeing, you know, when there was intense sales and when it hasn't sold quite so well, to see if it's consistent or if there's certain periods of time where it sells better. You've also got your duration toggle underneath, so the time period that you want your chart to show. Then you've got your offer and review chart, as you would within the main BuyBotPro Chrome extension, and again your toggles to toggle them on and off. You've got the main and subcategory BSR chart. So as I said, it's in the toys and games category. That's the main category. And then this is its subcategory as well. So you can see the BSR for that. Coming down, you've then got your bar charts, which is exactly the same information that you can see above. But, you know, we always talk about BuyBotPro kind of being personal to you, and everyone works in different ways. So some people will want to use this chart, some people will want to use these bar charts. And then you've also got the table underneath as well. So you've got access to those BuyBotPro charts straight from the quick look feature. And to get rid of that and to go back to the main page, all you need to do is just click on the cross in the corner. Then the other button you've got is Open BuyBotPro. So a bit like the manual sourcing accelerator, I don't need to go anywhere necessarily to analyze the product. If I want to do it straight here, I can just click Open BuyBotPro. All I need to do is input my buy price, click analyze, and you're good to go. You've got access to all of that amazing information that BuyBotPro gives you. Then you've got the Google link. So if you click on that one just there, it will basically do a Google search and it will open up a shopping page. So you can see all of the places that you could potentially buy that product from. You can see all the different prices and where you could potentially, you know, maybe you're looking for the cheapest place to get it or any offers on as well. So coming back to the main page. So that is the quick look feature. Super useful if you are looking through different products and you also want to kind of compare. So, you know, at a glance, I can see that, you know, this one is ranking 5,356 in toys and games. And then I can see that that one's 498 in toys and games, for example. So you can compare the BSR. I mean, I know these products aren't particularly similar, but you could do a more specific search and then you would have this information there to see straight away. And it's a really easy way to compare products, compare things like the BSR and also the sellers that are selling them as well. So that is the quick look feature within BuyBotPro. Back to me and Holly.
We're back. Yeah. So that poll that you just did was super interesting.
Yeah, I've decided this is one of my favourite things now about the webinars, being able to see everyone, like what they're using, what they don't use, what they like.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the minute, we're at 44% didn't know about it. So that's amazing. I love it when we do these webinars and we talk about things and we introduce you to the new things that you didn't know even existed. But the quick look feature is it's really powerful because you might be a seller that is only interested in selling on listings that don't have Amazon on the listing, for example. I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't sell on listings with Amazon. I don't think it's that much of a big deal if they're willing to share the buy box. But it's always great to know that, because if that is one of your criteria points, then you can see that really quickly and know that, you know, that one's not for you and move on. Lots more people are voting on it now. Yeah, so you don't use it. So a lot of people don't use it just yet. A lot of people didn't know about it, so that's super, super helpful. Do you guys have any questions about the quick look feature, anything that you would like to know or anything like that? I don't think anyone has any questions. I mean, I think you did a pretty good job of explaining it. That's probably why. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. It is I love that feature too, Karen. It's awesome. It's a very good feature. And I love the fact that you can analyze from the actual search page.
Yeah.
The charts from there, you can do the analysis. You can basically just do everything, and it just really streamlines that process for you. Sometimes there is an A to the BSR. Okay, so if that ever happens, Mike, it's probably a case of Amazon changing the listing page. And that sounds silly and like it's something that's super easy to fix, but they actually have so many different variations of the way that they set out the listing. So if you ever see anything like that, just send the ASIN over to us. We can get that to our devs, and we can get that also implemented into the way that we pull the information, because we obviously can't go through every single listing, and you guys are going to see so much more of the different kinds of listings than what we do. So if you ever see anything like that, then please do just send us the ASIN and we'll get that sorted for you.
Matt said, will this be added to BuyBotPro YouTube? Yes, it will. We always say, as long as technology works with us. But yes, it will be up probably tomorrow by the time it goes up on our YouTube channel. And we'll post it in the Facebook group as well, so you'll be able to reach it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I don't think that we have any more questions. Oh no, maybe we do. I missed. Oh no, it's the same question. Why does it state that one cannot sell? So if it says that you can't sell on BuyBotPro, that's typically due to your eligibility and whether you're able to sell that specific brand or in that category. So sometimes it's super easy to ungate, and you can click the auto ungate button and then you're good to go. But sometimes you might need some kind of invoices or proof that that brand is okay with you selling that product. Yeah. Okay, so what shall we do next? Shall we do BuyBotPro Ireland, or should we do competition analysis?
Oh. I always think the quick look and then the island are like work well together. I'll get the next poll ready.
Yeah, okay. Right, guys, we'll see you soon.
See you in a bit. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the BuyBotPro Island here. So first of all, I should mention that if you can't see it, that's because this is something that you can toggle on and off in your settings if you want to view it or not. So if you can't see it, just come over to the settings cog here, scroll down, and you'll see there's a toggle here to whether you want to show the BuyBotPro Island or not. So if you can't see it, it's worth checking that first. So let's talk through exactly what it is. Now, obviously the main purpose of this is to kind of pick out key information from the main BuyBotPro panel, and it's really useful at a quick glance to see if you should look into that deal or that product in more detail. Straight away with a really quick look, you can see whether it's a good or a bad deal. You can see this one straight away has lots of green, so I would say it's potentially worth looking into in more detail. So the top line, first of all, you have the profit, you have your ROI, your return on investment, and you have your BSR as well. Coming down, you then have your estimated sales. So the left-hand side is your previous 90-day average sales, and the right-hand side is the predicted 90-day average sales. And then in the middle, you've got your monthly sales. So if you hover over, just as in the main BuyBotPro panel, you'll see the monthly sales breakdown for the last 12 months. Then underneath, coming down, you have got your eligibility, you've got hazmat, and you've got your IP radar. So this is kind of more like, can you sell the product? Are you eligible to sell it? And obviously in relation to the IP radar, should you sell that product? And you can see here we're all green, so that's good on that front. Then just underneath, you've got your BuyBotPro confidence score. This works in exactly the same way as the main BuyBotPro panel and also looks the same, so on the traffic light system. So you can see straight away this one is green and says very good. This perfectly illustrates the kind of purpose of the BuyBotPro Island in that at a quick glance I can see, whether it's worth pursuing it in more detail. I know a lot of you will use the BuyBotPro confidence score as kind of a first check to make that decision. Is it worth looking at or is it not worth looking at? So super useful to have that on the BuyBotPro Island. And of course, just underneath the percentage, you've also got the three kind of key bits that have been picked out as a reasoning in that score. Then underneath you've got storage fees. So BuyBotPro will automatically calculate 1 month storage fees, but you might have a product that might not sell that quickly. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be that it's something that has a really maybe amazing ROI and profit, so it's worth pursuing because of that. But it could be that then you need to pay those storage fees for slightly longer. So in order to have then a true reflection of your ROI and your profit with those longer fees, you can use these buttons here to input a different amount of storage fees. So as I click through, you will notice that the ROI and obviously the profit and also the score, because that's influenced by that as well, will change slightly. So as I click along, you'll see that the numbers are changing. So like I said, it's just to enable BuyBotPro to take into account a true reflection of those costs. And then just underneath that, you've got your ROI versus sell price. Now this is automatically populated based on the current sell price and obviously the ROI. So you can see I've got 64.53% for the ROI and I've got a £32 sell price, which is here. And then coming down, you've got your ROI versus sell price. So this is basically if you have a certain ROI that you would like to hit, it will then calculate the sell price that you would need to sell the product for. So you can see here that this one, when I've clicked analyze and this data is filled in, you can see that it's automatically taken that sell price and the ROI. So it says 64.53% for the ROI, which you can see here, and a £32 sell price, which obviously is there. So all you would need to do is then type into the box the ROI that you would want to hit and it would tell you the sell price. So let's say £50 ROI, and it's telling me that I would need a £29.42 sell price in order to hit that 50% ROI. So like I said, that's the BuyBotPro Island, a really quick glance with key piece of information brought out from the main BuyBotPro panel that enables you to see really quickly whether you think this could be something that you want to look at in more detail and look at all the other amazing bits of information that BuyBotPro gives you when it analyses that deal. Back to me and Holly. Hello.
Hi, but I almost forgot what I needed to do to come back then. Right, okay. So yep, another great feature, BuyBotPro Island. I just wanted to add on both of those that if you don't like using either of those, the Quick Look or the BuyBotPro Island, you can actually toggle them off in the settings area just in case you don't want them there or find them annoying, because sometimes the BuyBotPro Island can move the page around and things like that, so you can turn it on and off as you need it. So Anne said really keen to understand V80. Do you have anything more specific, or do you just mean the V80 settings that you need to set for yourself specifically on BuyBotPro? We also have a what should we call him? A designated accountant, I guess call him that. And I'll try and get Mark Hawley on a live soon, and we can go through some of the V80 questions that you might have, because obviously his knowledge is so much more in depth than mine. So it would be a good idea to get him on one of these so that we can chat with him. Ankit said, I've seen a lot of conflict between BuyBotPro monthly sales versus Jungle Scout monthly sales. So as we've always said, we do prefer to be conservative on the monthly sales estimate. Of course, you have to understand that the estimate is just that, it's an estimate. The only people that know the sales that happen on Amazon are Amazon themselves. But we do prefer to go on the lower end, just because we would much rather tell you that a product has been selling X and it be a little bit more than that, than us tell you that it's selling X and it be so much lower, and then you end up buying lots of stock based on something that wasn't quite right. So yeah, that will probably be the little bit of conflict that you've seen there. Mike says, if I switch to wholesale, do I leave the VAT field empty or enter my percentage? So the wholesale, that toggle allows you to enter your buy price excluding the VAT. So when you go and shop at the wholesalers, they won't tell you the price including VAT, they'll tell you the price excluding VAT. That just makes it super easy for you, so that you're not having to go away and figure out what that price is plus VAT. And then the VAT override field, that is for It's not really for wholesale, so it's for users that are selling. I can't think of something that's it's confectionery.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones. I know what you're about to say, but I can't think of any specific examples.
Or baby products, for example. So I think baby milk powder, I think that has a lower VAT percentage. So that would be used in that circumstance, and it wouldn't necessarily be for wholesale. Okay, so I leave it empty when I choose wholesale. Yeah, absolutely. I'm rambling a little bit to try and explain how to use the override. But yeah, for example, if you were selling baby formula, then you would, I think it's 0%, but I'm not completely sure, so don't quote me on that. But you would put 0% in there. But that's not really.
The percentage differs, isn't it, than like the category it comes under?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I'm confused about ROI setup when I set it to method 5 with extra charges added to settings. Oh, sorry, it's moving around. I get, for example, 49.16%. When I change to method 1 to compare, I get 92%. However, if I take the formula method 5 and do it manually, I get 92% as well instead of what? Okay, so that would probably be a case of not adding in something that BuyBotPro is adding in, whether that's, I can't remember exactly on the spot what is the difference between method 1 and method 5, but I know that there is a big difference between the two. Is method 5 is the one that we tell US users to use, so it'll be the VAT. That's the bit that you're missing out there. And obviously that will have a really big impact on the percentage that you get with your ROI. So really method 5 is for users that are in the US, for example, because they obviously don't want to be taking into account UK VAT. So I wouldn't suggest using that one if you aren't in the US. Okay, so let me go to the next one. I want to enter all of the costs, including VAT, unsure which ROI method to apply. Prep and bundle, for example, seem to exclude VAT. So what you're going to want to do is on each little bit of the settings, again, I can't remember off the top of my head which ones include VAT and which ones exclude VAT, but if you hover over them, we'll let you know which. Sorry, I'm reading. I need to stop reading as I'm answering. I'm reading. It's making me lose my train of thought. So you want to add the fee in based on the tooltip and whether it includes or excludes VAT. And then BuyBotPro will do that process for you afterwards. So it's not really something that you need to include VAT on if the tooltip tells you that you don't need to, because BuyBotPro is adding that all on for you afterwards according to your VAT settings. So I realize that might be quite confusing, but yeah, just do what the tooltips say and it'll all work out perfectly. But if you add the, for example, if we tell you to add it excluding VAT and you add it including VAT, it's then going to add extra VAT onto the already included VAT, which you don't want. So it's just go with what the tooltips say. I can go over and take a look at them exactly in a second. Okay, so do sales shown in BuyBotPro is for all variations on listings, or is it specific to variation? So they are specific to each variation. Whichever one you have selected is the one that you will see the estimated sales for. How to analyze item categories such as robot vacuum. I'm not sure I totally understand the question, Joe. So when you want to analyze a product, you have to go to the Amazon listing page to actually do that. You can't analyze an entire category. I don't know if I've answered that well enough, but let me know. Let me know if there's something else that you'd like to know on that. Okay, Elaine, I am in the USA. Yep. Okay, so in that case, you're going to want method 5. If you want to send over some examples, then we can go over it more in depth. It's quite difficult for me to actually understand what's going on when I can't see see what we're doing. So if you want to send over an ASIN, then we can definitely take a look at that. How does BuyBotPro calculate recommended quantity? So that's something that we do internally with our algorithms based on how good a deal that is. You will only get a suggested purchase quantity over 68%, I believe it is. But yeah, that's something that happens in the background on BuyBotPro. It wouldn't really be very easy for me to tell you how we come up with that recommended quantity. Could you show us the correct VAT settings for a VAT registered seller? Okay, so I can't show you because that would require us sharing screen, and I don't know how easy that will be, and we're not prepared for that right now. But what you want to do is you want to go to the VAT setting and just click on, I can't remember exactly what it says. Does it say VAT registered? I'm going to open BuyBotPro because it's going to help me answer these questions.
Is it standard accounting?
Yeah, that's the one. There we go. Mine had gone blank. It's standard accounting. Yeah. So you just need to set that. And then we also have our FBA fee exempt from VAT and referral fee exempt from VAT. If you are VAT registered, you don't need to toggle those on because you're already all set for your VAT. That's for the non-VAT registered sellers. But yeah, apart from that, you're good to go. You just need to set your VAT settings in that drop-down menu, and then you're all good. Would be helpful to go through all of the ROI methods. We can definitely do that next time because we've already pre-recorded all of these videos. It's not something where we can easily do that, but we'll definitely get that in for next time. I think Kayleigh probably just made a note of it. Okay, Paulina said, should VAT registered sellers enter their MF shipping costs including or excluding VAT? Again, that will be in the tooltip. Let me just open this up. I have so many bits of software that it's very hard to keep these little bits all in my head. Right, okay, the MF shipping costs. Yeah, so you'll want to add that including the VAT. If I'm VAT exempt, will BuyBotPro recognize this, or do I have to toggle the VAT exempt on the app? Yep, so if you have had confirmation from Amazon that you are exempt from VAT for the FBA fees and the referral fees, you'll need to toggle that on in BuyBotPro and click sync and save. We can't detect that without you telling us that it's happened. And as I said before, please do make sure that you have had confirmation from Amazon that they have done that for you, because otherwise it's going to make all of the analysis and calculations wrong for you. Okay, when I create a Google sheet, the numbers are static. Would it be possible to have a dynamic sheet, for example, price being pulled with the latest numbers? I'm not sure that I completely understand. However, I do know from having conversations with our developers that we are kind of stuck in a certain capacity because we can only do what Google will allow us to do with the Google Sheets and how they will allow us to export that data. I'm not completely sure that I understand what
I think maybe they mean once you've exported, can it keep updating the data rather than obviously what it is at that point in time?
Yeah, as wonderful as that would be, that's definitely not something that we can do. We wouldn't be able to make that work with Google Sheets, never mind with anything else, because they're quite up on their permissions, I should say. Yeah, permissions. They're quite strict with the way that they do things. So we wouldn't be able to continue to pull data and then pass it to your Google Sheet, unfortunately. Okay, so I think we finally got through all of the questions. If anybody has any more, if I haven't answered it well enough, then please do let me know. We can go over it again. But I think we should move on to our next video. Yeah. Shall we go ahead with competition analysis?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. Okay. See you guys soon.
See you in a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to talk you through the competition analysis. So I'm on an Amazon page, I have put in my buy price, clicked analyze, and then I've come down and I've just zoomed in on the competition analysis so you can see it a bit easier here. So first of all, why do you need the competition analysis? It's really important for any business to be looking at their competition. You need to see who you would potentially be up against if you decided to sell this product. In order for a successful business, you have to know who you're competing with. So I have it toggled to all offers, first of all. I'll explain the toggle in a little bit, but just to show you, I've got it toggled to all offers. Now, the first thing you'll see is that you have got the top 10 sellers and their stock level. Now, the boxes have the number, which is the stock level, and then they are color coded, and the color indicates the type of seller that is in that position. So you'll notice number 1 here is orange, and that indicates that it's Amazon. If it's gray, it's an MF seller. If it's green, it's FBA Prime, and if it's this kind of light blue, it's MF Prime. So that's super useful. You can see who's holding the positions and what type of seller they are. You'll notice if you hover over the box, it will tell you not only the type of seller, but also the name of the seller. And if you click through, it will then open up that seller's storefront. Now, this is super useful because you can see that as well as obviously that product that they're selling, you can see all of the other products that they're selling. The quick look feature will open here, as well as the manual sourcing accelerator. And the quick look feature will give you kind of a really quick look, as in the name, of whether you think you might want to analyze or look into a product in more detail. And so this is a list basically of everything that seller is selling. And as I said, you've got the manual sourcing accelerator, which is opened here on the right hand side. So if you do decide that you want to analyze any of these products in more detail, you can use the manual sourcing accelerator and do it right here. Now back to the competition analysis. The next column along is the price, so the current price that seller is selling this product for. As you come along, you've then got the profit and the ROI when they're selling the product at that price in that second column there. And then you've got reviews. So reviews are split up into 2 things. If you hover over, you'll see the amount of reviews and then also the percentage of positive feedback. And obviously the amount of reviews will indicate the amount of the product that is sold. So, if it's a really high number of reviews, then you think, you can kind of assume that they've sold a lot of that product. And the percentage of positive feedback is really important because it's important for you to know what reviews you might get if you decide to sell that product. So that's super useful, and you'll see as you hover over, you'll get the information for each seller there. Then coming down this box at the bottom here, you've got the total stock for the top 10 sellers. Obviously, you can see in this one that the 999 from Amazon is making up a large proportion of that number. And then just underneath, you've got the totals of all sellers. You've got how many Prime sellers there are and how many MF sellers as well. Now, coming back to this toggle at the top, you have a toggle that you can toggle between all offers, like I've had it on when I've been going through, and then you've got Prime only, so I can toggle that off. So it basically means that it will remove the MF sellers, because you might be, let's say an FBA seller, Prime, so you only want to look at competition for other Prime sellers. So this basically means that you can toggle it between all offers and toggle it between Prime only, and you'll see that the sellers are updating the top 10 when I toggle that on and off, because obviously the grey MF sellers are moving out and they will be replaced by new sellers to indicate the top 10 sellers for that product. This is really important, as I said, to be able to kind of personalise the competition analysis to you and give you the information that you want to see when you're analysing your own competition. So that is the competition analysis with BuyBotPro. Back to me and Holly.
We're back. So another thing actually that I ran into on another webinar the other night, in competition analysis, you can also click through to the seller's storefront. So you can then go through and reverse source other people's stock. And some people were really happy about that. And you can also analyze from the storefront as well. And it just made me remember it's not something that we talk about very often, but it is something that all of those guys on that webinar loved. So we should cover that next time, because I should have told you about it before, but I totally forgot, obviously, because it's me. Okay, we have some more questions. Paulina said, should prep bundle fee extra fees in settings be entered, excluding or including VAT for VAT registered sellers? So regardless of your VAT status, you want to be entering them excluding the VAT, and then BuyBotPro will do what it needs to do in regards to your VAT settings. And said, are there videos on BuyBotPro available elsewhere after this for us to go through in our own time, be reminded of things? Yes, there absolutely is. Kayleigh does lots of videos for us regarding training videos for BuyBotPro. So they are on our YouTube channel. We also have some on our website, and you can also get to the training videos at the bottom of BuyBotPro. It just says training videos, and you can click on there. If you're struggling to find them, then just email us on info@buybotpro.com and our support team can send the links to you.
I don't know if I was going to say, if Anne's on Facebook, then obviously in the BuyBotPro Facebook group, the new ones will always be posted in there, and you might find answers to your questions as well in there. So that's a really useful place to look.
Yeah, absolutely. And Karen just posted the YouTube video, not the YouTube video, the YouTube channel in the chat, so you can go and check that out. There's lots of videos going out there all the time, isn't there, Kayleigh?
There
is. Okay, Paul said, is there a way to see total sellers, not just top 10? So at the bottom of our competition analysis, there is the totals of the prime sellers and the MF sellers. So yeah, there's that. I don't know if you might mean stock levels. There isn't a way to see stock levels for all sellers, but there is a way to see how many sellers are on each listing. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to try my best. Songkran, did I say that right? Hopefully. How the seller list is sorted. Sometimes I found sellers with higher price or above those with the lower prices. Okay, so this will happen when a seller with a higher price has the buy box, which happens sometimes, particularly if you're using Profit Protector Pro. Then you will see these in a different order. So we're basically showing them to you, buy box, seller first, and then it goes down in price. Shahar said, can you go over reviews on variations? Is the percentage related to how many sellers are on, or which one is selling more? Okay, so that's just it's just a little bit of extra information for you, and it doesn't have a huge effect on how many sellers are on the listing, or particularly it doesn't always reflect which one's selling more, but there are some people that say that based on the seller's review percentage is based on whether they get the buy box more and things like that. I don't know if I said that very well, but it can have an effect on whether you or somebody else gets the buy box, if they have a higher percentage or if they have an older account and things like that. But it's just an extra little bit of information just to let you know more about that seller. Yes, I hope that helps. I think we are all out of questions. Does anybody have any more questions about the competition analysis? We didn't do a poll that time, did we?
No, we didn't. I'll do one next time. I'm feeling the pressure now. I'm chief pollster.
The polls are really great though. I do really like them.
It is interesting.
Right, okay, so let's see what we've got next. We've done Ireland, we've done Quick Look, we've done competition analysis. Shall we do IOSS? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We're going to do IOSS next, and we will see you in a minute.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk you through the IOSS feature within BuyBotPro. So this is the international one-stop shop, or some people call it the import one-stop shop. Now, as always, if you hover over the title of the feature, it will bring up a tooltip to explain a bit more detail. But this is basically for UK sellers to look at the VAT when selling on the UK marketplace and someone from an EU country buys from you, so from that UK marketplace. Basically means that BuyBotPro will work out for you how much Amazon will deduct to to pay on your behalf to that EU country, so how much VAT. Kind of takes away that guesswork and uncertainty, so it makes sure that BuyBotPro can take that VAT into account and you get a profit and an ROI figure based on that. So the first column on the left hand side is the country, and then you'll see in brackets next to the country name it has the percentage of that VAT in that country. And then the next ones are the calculations. So BuyBotPro will take into account the buy price that I've put in before I've clicked analyze, and then obviously the sell price that's on there as well. So those figures will be based on that analysis. So let's say, for example, Austria, let's say someone from Austria buys from my .co.uk marketplace. We know the VAT on that will be £6.50. And then based off that, we then know that I would make £13.84 profit, and that would be 138% ROI. So as I said, it's taking away that guesswork and it's working out those calculations for you. Now, the other kind of things that come with this are the fact that you can search. So if there was, let's say, a particular country that you wanted to search for, so just typed in Spain, it will just eliminate all of the others, and I can look at Spain. You can also customize the IOSS. So I'll just zoom out. All you need to do is come and click on the cog to take you to your settings, and then just scroll down and you will see it says IOSS settings, and you've got a customize button. So click that, scroll up a little bit, and you'll see here that you've got all of the countries that are currently on IOSS. So you can turn any of those off at any point if you don't want to view them within that table. You can also move them around. So all you need to do is click and drag, and it will update the order of those. You can also click here, so it will change the order that they're in. And then you can also add a custom field. So you see here, you've got the plus button at the bottom, and you can type in there, and then you can add your number in there. Obviously click OK when you've finished your changes, and don't forget to come down to the bottom and click Save and Sync so that BuyBotPro can implement those changes into your IOSS table. The IOSS table as a default sits under the alert section, but of course you can customize where you want to see it, if you want to see it at all, if it's relevant to you. So like I said, it's basically so that BuyBotPro can take into account that VAT if you're a UK seller and someone from an EU marketplace buys off the UK marketplace. That's IOSS. Back to me and Holly.
Hello, we're back. We're back. Did we? No, we didn't. Did we do one? No, we didn't. Okay, I just wanted to check. Okay, so yeah, that's a really, really powerful feature. I'm not sure that everybody knows quite how powerful it is, or even I don't know what you did for the poll, so I don't. Okay, yeah. Or even why they might need to use the IOSS feature. But it's predominantly for UK sellers. And what it's going to do is it's going to help you understand that if you are to sell to somebody in Europe from the UK marketplace, that you could potentially lose the profit that you have in that deal based on Amazon taking that VAT for you on your behalf and then paying that VAT to the relevant country. It's not something that you can opt out of. It's something that it's just possible. You can't say to Amazon, I don't want to sell to anybody in the European countries. It just happens, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. And I know that it's caught a few sellers out, and they've been like, oh my goodness, why have I lost all of this money on this sale? And it's been because of the IOSS. So that's why it's really, really important when you're looking at your deals, when you're looking at how much you're going to sell something for, that you just hop down to the IOSS and make sure that there's not anything red on there and that everything's going to be okay if you're to sell it in other countries. If you're using EFN, will this sync the different rates automatically? I'm not sure that I understand the question. However, if you're using the new EFN UK, this is also super relevant for the IOSS feature there as well, because they will also be taking the VAT on your behalf. But yes, it will include that for you. I think that might be the question that you're asking. When we get the EFN in place, which I'm hoping won't be too far away, but Amazon don't seem to actually know what they're charging people at the moment. Even though they say they do, but they don't. and nothing's quite tallying up at the minute with the documentation that they've sent out, but hopefully that will all resolve itself super soon and we can get this feature out, because it is ready, and if they were charging the prices that they said that they were charging, then everything would be wonderful, but at the minute they aren't. But yes, we will include those IOSS prices up with the EFN. Mike said, if using the right mouse click menu, since a few days I just cannot choose countries anymore, is it just UK there? No. Okay, so what's happened, Mike, is I think the video went out last night, didn't it, Kayleigh?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a YouTube video to explain this, but I'll just go through it with you now as well. We asked you guys last week in a poll in the group how you would like the manual source accelerator to work, because as it stood, it felt like quite long-winded to get to the point whereby you were going to analyze. So I asked you guys what you wanted, and the majority said that they still wanted to be able to highlight the text that they wanted to search, but then that they would prefer if it was just one click after that. So you would right click and you would click on search on BuyBotPro, and then BuyBotPro will search your preferred marketplace that you have set in your BuyBotPro settings. And then of course there are the flags along the top, so you're not stuck on that one marketplace. You can still change the marketplace after you have clicked BuyBotPro search, but it just makes it that little bit quicker for you. So it's not it was quite frustrating for some people before, because they would highlight the text, right click, and then they would have to go down to find BuyBotPro and then go over to the sub menu, and sometimes the sub menu would just disappear because they'd gone too far, and I think it was just quite frustrating to use. So that's why we decided to make that change, and also ask you guys how you wanted it to work.
Becky's posted the link to the YouTube video, so you can check that out afterwards, which will go through it in more detail.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike said would be great to choose like default country in the menu. So that has to be done in the BuyBotPro settings. That unfortunately isn't something that can be done from the actual menu itself, which is a little bit annoying. But again, we're having to go with the limitations of Chrome and Google and everything like that. Okay, so Robert said, different topic, but are you bringing a sourcing program where you can purchase before I look about for something? So there's some new exciting things coming soon, but obviously we can't go through what those things are now, because I'll get a slap on the hand and I don't really want one. So keep your eyes peeled is all that I can say, and I can't say anything else because I'm getting all hot.
Oh, my internet suddenly disappeared.
We've gone through a tunnel. Okay. Okay, so shall we swiftly move on to the next one, because I can feel myself getting ready.
Yes, that'll be that last video.
Yeah, okay. So the next video is a BuyBotPro ROI, so we'll see you in a minute.
See you soon. So now I'm going to talk you through this ROI table. Now this is basically a table that will show you different ROI percentages and the sale price that you would need to sell a product at in order to hit that ROI. So ROI, first of all, what is it? That is return on investment. So it is basically the percentage of the item cost that will be returned to you when you sell that item at that desired price. ROI is one of the main criteria or indicators that people will take into account and look at when analysing or making a decision about a product or a deal, so it's super important. First thing I should point out is it's based on the buy price that I've input at the top of BuyBotPro. So when you're using BuyBotPro and you type in that buy price just before you hit that analyze button, that buy price is what's taken into account in order to make these calculations. So you can see it will tell you that I've input my buy price at the top there of £10 in this example. So the first row here, this has been populated from the information when I've done this deal analysis. So as I said, it's based on a buy price of £10. I've got the current sell price at £38.99, and then it's telling me that if I was to obviously sell it at that price with that buy price, I would have a 203.4% ROI and a £20.34 profit. The next one down is highlighted in blue, and you'll see when you hover over, this is the max sold price. So again, based on my buy price, you've got the max sold price of $129.99, and then the ROI percentage and the profit which resulted from that. Coming down, you've then got your kind of set percentages. So the kind of point of this feature essentially is that lots of people have a minimum ROI that they want to hit when they're selling products. So let's say, for example, you had kind of, I want to have at least 30% ROI. I would know that I have to sell the product for £18.51 in order to then hit that 30% ROI, and that would be a £3 profit. So that's why this is so useful, because you can look at the ROI that you want to hit and know what you need to sell it for in order to hit that ROI and make the corresponding profit. Now, the one at the top here is also editable. So let's say, for example, there was a percentage ROI that's not in this field. So let's go with, let's say 60 is not on there. So I'll type in 60% ROI, and you can see that it's already populated, and it's told me that I need a £22.05 sale price in order to hit that 60% ROI, and my profit would be £6. So that's super useful. Now, the other thing you can do is customize. You can kind of add a custom field. So I'm just going to, if you come up to your settings, scroll all the way up to your settings at the top, and then click on the cog. If you then scroll down, you will see there is a section here that says target ROI sell price export. So if you're exporting to Google Sheets, you can then select your target sell price that you would need in order to hit your chosen target ROI. So let's say, for example, I want, like I said before, a 30% ROI sell price export. Don't forget to click save and sync on anything that you amend in your settings. And then I know that when I export it to Google Sheets, it's going to tell me the sell price that I need to sell the product at in order to hit that 30% ROI. So that's super, super useful. You'll see that it's then appeared. I just need to hit the analyze button. I'll come down. You'll see it has then appeared at the top in the light blue row, and that's showing me that that's that's the one that I've chosen, and it also has that there, so you can see that that's my custom one. As always, there's tooltip if you hover over ROI, which will kind of tell you a bit more detail about the feature. So as it says, BuyBotPro's ROI feature will calculate your target sell price and profit based on your desired ROI percentage. There's a selection of pre-selected ROI percentages along with the interactive fields located at the top, which allows you to enter your specific ROI. And as I just showed you, can also input your own permanent custom ROI via the target ROI sell price export in your settings panel. So that one, obviously I know 30% is already there, but that one will always now show at the top as well, because that's the custom ROI. So again, customizing it to your use and how you work with BuyBotPro. So that is the ROI table. Back to me and Holly.
Hello. Okay, so over to the questions. Joe said how to set only for US, and I think you are talking about the manual source accelerator. You can do that in the BuyBotPro settings. The video that Beck posted just a little bit further down, our YouTube channel, will definitely show you how to do that, but I'll just try and explain it as well. There's the little cog that's on BuyBotPro. If you click on there and then you scroll down to your preferred marketplace, and then you put US, and then you go down and hit sync and save, and then you'll be good to go. Elaine said, are there ROIs in that table based on a default ROI or the ROI method we choose in the settings? So that's the ROI that you have chosen in your settings, what those ROIs will be based on. But yeah, super great feature. I think lots of people use that to figure out what their max price should be on the on their reprices. And it just makes it super easy. And the fact that it's able to go into your Google Sheets as well, obviously just streamlines that process just a little bit more. But yeah, really useful, really good to know, because a lot of people do have a, I keep losing my words, a
Minimum?
No.
Criteria? Preferred?
Yeah, we'll use that one, a preferred ROI. A target ROI, that's the one I meant.
Okay.
Target, that's where I was trying to go. Yeah, lots of people have a target ROI, and so just being able to see what you need to sell for in order to get to that target is often really, really, really helpful. Okay, so I don't think we have any more questions, and we also don't have any more videos.
That's it. We're done. Until next time.
Yeah, that is it. Do you guys have any more questions? Anything that you want to bring up with us, or anything like that? Anything that I can help you with? Do you have anything you want to talk about, Kayleigh?
I like the fact that people will have discovered the YouTube channel today, and can go off and watch all the videos.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul said it would be handy if there were shortcut buttons at the top of a BBP page so we don't have to keep scrolling up and down for certain data points. Yeah, okay. That's absolutely something that we can look into. Also, bear in mind that at the top of BuyBotPro, you can also change the order of the way that things sit, and you can also toggle things on and off based on whether you use them or whether you want to see them and things like that. But that is definitely something that we can look into for sure. Thanks for that nice webinar. You're very welcome, Mike. Thanks, Matt. Joe, how about dashboard?
There's definitely some videos on our YouTube channel about that already, but I'm mentally making a note of all of these for
what we can do next time. When will the sourcing, Anne said, when will the sourcing that you're not allowed to talk about be available? We can keep a secret, honest. I don't want to get told off, so we have to keep it a secret for longer. Kevin said, are there any plans to expand BBP platform for the Walmart marketplace? I believe we do have it on a list somewhere to look into it, but it's not something that is currently in the works. But it's definitely something that we can look into more. I need to look into that more myself just to understand what it's all about. Is it a little bit like Amazon now in the way that other sellers can sell in Walmart? I don't know. I don't quite know how that works, but it's definitely something that we can look into. Yeah. Kayleigh's like, don't look at me. I don't know.
Interesting, though.
Yeah, very interesting. Definitely something that we can look into. And Beck is going to get that added to the list, Paul. So that's good. Matt said, can anyone sell on Walmart now? Is it still quite restrictive? That's the same kind of question that I have. I don't really know. It's something that we can look into. Your emails, please. So we have info@buybotpro.com. You can reach out to us on there. And then, there's not really any point in saying the other ones. I was going to go and say the other ones, but we don't need to do that. And said, thanks for the webinar. Really helpful. You're very welcome. We quite enjoy these now, don't we, Kayleigh? Very fun hour. Yeah, there we go. Beck's just posted the email in there for you guys, just in case you need any extra support. The support team are always on hand to guide you through whatever you need help with. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
I think it's what Matt's comment.
Yeah.
It's talking about Beck. B to the E to the X to the G.
I don't get it. That doesn't spell Beck, Matt. I don't know that it does. Okay. Beck's G. Okay. We're just going to leave that one there anyway. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been so much fun, and it's been so nice to have you all here with us. We're getting a few more questions through. Oh no, just one question. Okay, I'm going to do this last question and then I'm going to say bye. Guy said, I love reverse sourcing on BuyBot Go as it gives you all the pictures and a clear and concise way. Super helpful compared to searching through pages of listings on amazon.co.uk. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we really love BuyBotPro. I really love BuyBotPro so much. It's so good. I'm so happy with it. It's so stable and I just love it. It's very great. So much better than our old app. Yeah.
Everyone's agreeing with you, Guy.
Absolutely. Matt typed heart. I think that means that you want to send an emoji.
Where are the emojis when you need them? That's funny.
Yeah. So again, thank you so much, guys. It has been so lovely to have you all here.
Thank you,
We
everyone.
will see you again in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.